Hey, Scott.
Hey.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, fuck off. That doesn't even air, like... Nothing about this is good.
Today...
I'm so mad.
Today is several days after May the 4th.
It's like a week after.
And as we all know, I'm a massive Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Massive.
We're both big Wars heads.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Warsers?
I'm pretty sure I've heard that around.
Yeah, that's the word that all the kids are using? Star Warsers?
Yeah. I will say, I had my May the 4th brightened up by a fan who sent me a direct message. That's right, I direct message with my fans, because... celebrities, they're just like us.
Yeah, local celebrities.
Yeah, and I saw the first message was, your phone is shattered, by the way.
Yeah,
just broke your phone.
It's completely destroyed.
The first message I saw was, May the 4th be with you. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to block this gentleman. But then I saw the next message was a picture. So benefit of the doubt was given, and I opened the picture, and it was a picture of Princess Leia as a hot dog.
Nice.
Not as a hot dog.
Oh.
No, not as a hot dog.
Not a hot dog
not a wiener.
With the bikini on it?
Yeah, no. As an attractive canine.
An attractive canine.
Yes. So I'm like, oh, you got so lucky, buddy. When I saw that first message, I was fixing to be pissed.
You almost got blocked.
Yeah.
But instead, you're giving me a boner.
I don't think I've blocked anybody.
I've blocked a couple people of note, who mostly people who actively tried to get me canceled from professional wrestling.
That sounds right.
Or also just one specific bad wrestler who also covered up bad things, and I didn't want to see anything related to him.
Yeah, and man, I haven't even muted anyone, but that's because muting for me is pointless because I don't actually read.
Yeah, that's
Twitter,
true.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually... I guess me saying this is inviting people to, see how much they can do until I block them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's probably not smart on my part, but
I think
here we are.
It's a lot of preventing people from tagging me in things is a lot of what I do.
Yeah.
Is if I just know that there's somebody that I don't like or I don't like their opinions.
Yeah. Who could never tag you in anything good.
Yeah, or just out to get me.
Yeah.
So I preemptively block them, and then they can't do anything.
You know what else is out to get you? The lamp monster.
Oh, no. Is the wolf pack out to get me?
Well, don't turn your back on him. I'll say that.
That is fair. So this is, of course, the Worst Year of Our Lives podcast.
Yes, it is.
I'm Drew. That is Scott.
That's
Follow
right.
us on the socials. At Syrian Softpaws.
At Not Scott Henson. Also follow us on The Social, Canada's version
Of The View.
of The View.
Yeah. Scott, if you can name one person on the social.
No, I only thought of racist things to call the Chinese one.
That's the thing is, I can only think of the Asian one, but I can't tell you what her name is. Laney?
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Wow. And Bare Naked Ladies shout out too. Not only the social, but Bare Naked Ladies.
Is that her name?
This is the CanCon episode of The Worst Year of Our Lives.
Guys, as per Canadian law, 35% of all of our content must be strictly Canadian. So we're going to talk about The Social for a while.
I definitely, this isn't the CanCon episode, but this is definitely the family-friendly episode.
Okay.
Because
is this the one that won't be tagged explicit?
This is the one...
Cunt.
This is the one... Well, there we go.
Damn it, every time.
Every time. This is the episode after an episode where I've said something I regret.
Oh,
so in order to counteract
classic.
me saying bad
Andrew
things...
Douglas Smith,
Wow.
Emergency apology.
Full government name.
Dox
Wow.
him.
Now everyone knows. Great.
Have I given your new address yet?
No. It's so.
Can I give your old address? Can I give your parents' address?
No. It is partially me saying something, like last episode, saying the worst thing I was willing to say out loud on a podcast, to then me spending...
It was pretty bad.
Me spending the morning today...
Regretting it?
Before you got here, getting caught up on about a week's worth of crazy shit videos, and just kind of really feeling... awful about myself as a human being. So I decided, like, what if we just had a good-hearted,
A Sweet Boy episode?
a sweet baby Kento episode where we do nothing but sillies and air kisses, and we talk about how much we like to spoon, and we talk about May the 4th be with you, and I get to use you and I sex again.
I did like you and I sex.
But that being
I
said,
always like you and I sex.
I've seen some real bad things today, and I needed to cleanse my palate.
Yeah.
So I figured, how about I go on the podcast and don't say anything racist?
Well, we'll give it a shot, but
Hey, we're 5 minutes in, and that for us, that's a win.
we're ahead of the game. I'll certainly say that, but we still have that that other 85 minutes.
Five, almost 6 minutes in, and so far we've only used one Chinese racist comment, and used
one cunt,
and used cunt,
2 cunts,
3 cunts,
3 cunts,
4 cunts. Oh
4
no,
cunts.
It's out of control.
What? And his name on Sesame Street is just the cunt.
The cunt. He's what is he from England now? You bloody cunt.
No, he's. You know what? This is getting tagged explicit.
Gave yourself
no,
the giggles.
he's from Transylvania. So he used to be the count, but now he's the cunt because he got the surgery.
Ah, yeah, no, not the surgery. Just
sorry.
He got a surgery.
Some surgery.
He got a surgery.
The surgery is very specific.
He got a surgery to cure his mental illness.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So how's your resolution going so far?
Look, 7 minutes in now. I think we've overachieved. I think there will be people that see this and they go, "Wow, I can't believe that they went 7 minutes without saying beep,
without saying
or
a lot
beep, or beep beep."
I think we should give them the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, the Nobel Peace Prize for science.
How about the mini Baby Bell Peace Prize, and you get a couple of nice little cheeses?
Oh, I like some Baby Bells.
You know what? This is not going to win me any friends either in this room or on the podcast. Don't really like them.
That's, you know what? That's fair. Is it the texture?
It's a little bit texture. Like, that kind of Gouda is not my favorite cheese in the world. I'll like throw on a slice of smoked Gouda on a burger.
Okay,
I'm in.
Sure.
But just a big hunk of Gouda, not my favorite.
What about a nice piece of mozzarella?
I love a mozzarella. Absolutely.
Like the cheese sticks. Those are mozzarella, right?
Yeah, but that's processed.
But
give me a mozzarella bufala.
Bufala.
Delicious. Give me a burrata.
I think
a little bit of cream
that
injected in there.
The majority of those kind of cheeses, like the cheese sticks, cheese slices, that pre-shredded shit is like one chemical away from being plastic.
Yeah.
So eating all of that stuff always makes me have to poop real hard. Although, like,
which is the opposite of what cheese normally does.
Yes,
cheese is normally a
you
blocker.
Up. Yeah, backs you up. It coats your intestines.
Is that what that movie Blockers is about? Does John Cena eat a bunch of cheese?
He eats a bunch of cheese. He also butt chugs beer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I definitely have eaten more Baby Bells in one sitting than you're supposed to.
Is there a recommend? Is there like?
I think
does the AMA recommend a certain?
I think one
maximum.
One is more than enough. But you know, you can always have more than one.
You could always have 35.
I think I've had 4 in one sitting before, and it definitely made my stomach not happy.
I was expecting more than 4 for your.
I have seen
for your top out.
Not friend of the show Kelly Summers eat
Kelly.
6 or 7 in like a 5-hour period.
Yeah, I've seen him put away some cheeses.
Yeah, he eats a lot. He eats a lot of Baby Bells, and he eats a lot of 7-Eleven hard-boiled eggs. I think he only did that once.
Which is his preferred suicide.
Yeah, I think he did that once.
When it's time to go, it's a 7-Eleven egg.
How about the number of 7-Eleven hot dogs you've got for free?
Guys.
Dudes
now,
and dude dogs.
I am sitting on 6 free 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Bonkers. How many points that is?
That's 12,260 points.
I've probably contributed to at least half of those.
I would venture to say you're more than half of those
Nice.
points.
Nice.
For real.
All right,
Because
I'll
you buy more than me.
I'll take 3 of those
and
hot
I
dogs.
pretty much only go to 7-Eleven when I'm with you.
That is true. That's because we got to go buy Papillons, but then they don't have them. So then you have to go to the Circle K as well as the 7-Eleven.
Yes. But it's worth it for Monster Papillon.
Yeah.
Perhaps forever sponsor of the podcast?
Until it disappears and we can't get it, but it's in every store in the United States and they don't even buy it there.
And they're already bored of it.
Yeah.
Do you know how good you guys have it?
You motherfuckers.
It's an embarrassment of riches. I was like so nostalgic like 2 days ago for just I didn't even at this point I didn't even care about the end goal, which was driving to Seattle for wrestling. I just wanted to like do a Seattle drive and just get a bunch of shit food along the way.
Sonic, good Taco Bell.
Yeah, good gas stations.
Good gas stations with the variety of better energy drinks and sodas.
Shout out to the Shell on exit 232 off I-5.
I miss that guy. That guy, the Asian dude. Is that one we're talking about?
No, that's the
That's the Blaine one.
that's the Chevron in Blaine.
Yeah, that guy.
The one we always do on the way back,
Right.
in like Mount Vernon area.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. No, I missed that Asian dude who was super friendly with us.
Yeah.
and also I missed the Go Seahawks guy.
Yeah.
But I bet you COVID got him. There's no way COVID didn't get him.
Yeah, he dead.
seems like the type that would get it.
Yeah, Asian guy's okay.
Asian guy's okay. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool, even though his people started it. Yeah, no, I definitely miss those, like, going and seeing, like Mars, like Fudge Mars.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait till we go back down to Seattle so I can get another.
So I get 2 more.
But now we have them here.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, like those.
For you Americans, Milky Way fudge. I know you're
Milky Way
Mars.
fudge.
What are you talking about?
Whatever. Milky Way Midnights. I like those too.
I also like a Milky Way Midnight.
Are those here?
There was Mars Dark. That was the same thing.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've seen the Milky
I feel like
Way.
it was a limited time.
Oh, yeah, limited time in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. They always have
Yeah.
Milky Way. They always have everything in the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah, I miss those.
The U.S. Nice all the time.
Nothing bad happens in the United States. They get all the good stuff.
As far as snack food, honestly, yes. As far as
Snack food and fast
the
food?
U.S.
Yeah,
is nice all the time.
absolutely.
A Taco Bell menu, I don't know, 12 times the size of ours.
Yeah, we get Crunchwrap Supremes and chicken.
Chicken.
That's it.
just pieces of chicken.
Yeah. They don't even have like anything that's got gooey cheese or like a soft layer around a hard layer.
Something made out of cheese.
Like fancy burritos. No, we don't get
Yeah.
any of those. Nacho fries. No.
Nacho fries.
Yeah, talk about nacho fries.
So simple,
Yeah.
but so delicious.
Yep. Or the fact that we don't even get we don't get one of the Doritos Locos Tacos, right? We get the regular and the Cool Ranch. And then
I feel like we just got Cool Ranch.
Yeah,
or it's already gone.
I think they got rid of the Cool Ranch.
Yeah, and we got like the nacho cheese. We got that, I don't know, 3 years after.
Yeah, well
it
after
was
the
in
fact.
US.
But then we never got the fiery.
No,
Never
which
got
is my
it.
favorite one.
Yeah, it would be nice to go down and take a tour of just like eating like complete pieces of shit.
Yeah, just zip on
the whole way down
zip
and the
on
whole
down
way
the
home.
I-5.
Like
Yeah.
the entire trip is nothing but resting in between meals. Like we don't actively have a plan or a place
it's just
to go.
Sitting in the car with the seats reclined all the way with your hand over your stomach.
Yeah, down your
Going,
pants, Ed O'Neill style.
No ping.
Oh, good news for me.
Good news for you.
Silver Platter in Seattle did not go out of business.
The record store.
And they are back open for in customers.
We're back, baby.
Granted, I can't go.
That's correct.
But that's good. I didn't want them to go out of business and then never be able to go again.
You could go.
True. I could go.
You could go right now and then come back and have to quarantine for 14 days, the first several days of which, until you clear a negative test, is spent in a government-mandated hotel at your own expense in the range of $1,500 to $2,000. So it's not like you can't go. So
you know
maybe
what?
stop being a pussy.
You know what, Scott? For my own mental health, I have to go.
Fair. You know what? Can't argue with that.
How fucking ridiculous is it that a country that has free healthcare,
Emphasis on cunt. And re.
a country that has free healthcare is doing a horrible job of rolling out a vaccine.
Well, it's because it's free. No one's paying for it. If we threw some money in the mix, we'd have them goddamn vaccines already.
But do you have to pay in the U.S.?
No.
Like, it's just because they want to get people vaccinated.
Yeah.
Except for the ones that refuse to get
the great
vaccinated.
irony in the U.S. is that nobody wants to get it.
Yeah, like all those appointments that aren't filled, or like appointments that people don't
Apparently,
go to.
literally no one is getting their second, which is crazy, because, like, I can see people not getting any vaccination.
Yes.
Like, you know, the smart ones.
I refuse to get the first one because I don't want my children to be retarded.
Exactly. Fair.
If I get the vaccine, my 13-year-old son is going to get autism.
Yeah. But to get the first one, and then all these people canceling their second appointments,
Well,
what are you talking about?
One's enough.
Enough already. My arm was sore.
It kind of hurt for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got cold at night. Yeah, I saw a dumb article on Twitter that was from the LA Times that was like, is the fear of needles preventing you from getting your vaccine shot? And I said, no. You know what's preventing me from getting my vaccine shot? The government not letting me get a vaccine shot.
Fucking vaccine shot. How about Bolsonaro saying that the vaccine would turn you into crocodiles?
You know what?
The president of a big country.
South America is
Awesome.
hilarious. It is fucking insane how dumb they are.
I see why you mainly dally there sexually.
Yes, dally.
As I was saying it, I was enjoying it. I was like, "This is a fun way to talk."
I dabble in the southern arts. Yeah, it is
below equator. Oh, actually, right around the
right
equator.
around equator.
Does the equator go through Colombia?
No, it's above Colombia.
It goes through Ecuador.
It goes through Ecuador.
You know why? Because Ecuador means equator.
Oh, hey,
educational podcast.
Everybody, you just learned something.
I'm putting this in the education category.
The education section.
Sports out. Also, wrestling's not a sport. This is more educational than sports.
Who says it's not a sport?
The government.
Okay, that's fair.
Actually, the government often does say it's a sport, which really fucks up
especially
regulation.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, professional wrestling's the same as MMA. You have to have all of these things. You know it's fake, right?
Yeah. You know this is just...
This is just acting.
I was going to say theater, but not as gay. You know this is gayer theater, right?
Yeah, you know that this is theater taken to its natural conclusion.
It's gayer theater with punching.
Yeah, with punching, and you're laying on top of another man.
Yeah.
Like God intended.
It's hilarious that all us large open quotation, straight large close quotation wrestlers get to do so much gayer stuff than these theater queers. It's just a big fuck you to them. That's why we wrestle, is just to be mean to gay people.
It's a real loophole in the system.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be gay. Fine, then I'm gonna do professional wrestling and it'll be fine. Literally the gayest thing you can do. And the funniest thing about, especially for anyone who's not in like a fan of wrestling or knows wrestling, there are so many homophobes in wrestling, and it is literally the gay, like, it is 2 steps away from letting another man bust on your face.
From gay sex.
And there are like the most macho,
it's very funny,
hetero, like, don't touch me, you queer guys who wrestle.
Yeah, it's extremely funny.
It is so funny. Like, not to name names because it's not like he's going to listen, but
not to name names, Jim.
Not like he's going to listen, but if he did listen, I feel like he's on enough steroids that he would probably hurt me. A young boy we used to wrestle with, who now has the worst life. I'm not talking about Kevin.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking of?
I think so.
Very openly, the whole time we wrestled, was super uncomfortable with gay people. And we're like, you know that you're a, like, 17-year-old boy wrestling with, like, 27-year-olds, right? And, like, that's pretty gay.
Yeah, it's a lot of grabbing.
Yeah, Nick Price. Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, I said it.
Well... What are you gonna
Cat's
say?
out of the bag. Yeah, it's just such a weird thing that you're actively wearing as little clothing as possible, like rest holds and grappling.
That's why I
and
always
laying
wore-
on top of each other.
Yeah,
and like,
that's,
okay, I gotta
that's why I always wore an overcoat.
I gotta stop talking. I'm giving myself a boner. The first one in 6 months. But yeah, what a bizarre world we live in.
Quite.
Furries and wrestling. What a life.
I'm glad we're doing it for the right reasons.
If only, like, slightly weirded out by gay people, 15-year-old me could see what 34-year-old, almost 35-year-old, my birthday is very soon.
Has your birthday happened by the time
yes,
it is?
it was already my birthday. I'm 35 now.
You are closer to 40 than 30. We did it.
In my parents' basement, where I'm living. Happy birthday, I'm 35.
The actual age, not the lyrics.
How I want my lunch. Yeah, like being constantly saying I'm furry adjacent, constantly saying I'm mostly heterosexual.
And those things only being to convince yourself.
Of course, yeah. No, it's just
everyone else has seen you.
Everyone else knows for a fact or has completely cut me out of their life.
Correct.
They're either
one of the
huge homophobes or they're being super supportive of me lying to myself.
Yeah.
What a life to live.
I would love to talk to 15-year-old you.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd love to talk to any 15-year-old. If you're 15, here's my private phone number.
If you're 15, please make sure that you send Scott inappropriate pictures that will get him in trouble.
Oh, man.
That's all he secretly wants.
I missed that run I was on of getting barely legal nudes from people who also sent their driver's license to show that they were on the right side of barely legal.
I love the internet.
What
would we do without the internet?
That was quite a run for a while. Girls and boys.
Girls and boys. What we expect other people to? No, I can't. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh boy!
No.
Let me be very clear. Only girls or boys.
What a you know what, Scott? I wouldn't live our lives any other way.
I'm bisexual but extremely transphobic. Is that a thing?
Yes.
It must exist,
That
right?
must exist.
That's funny. I'll fuck anything unless you've been both.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's fun for everyone. Are you looking it up?
I was looking it up.
What do you even look up?
I don't know. I just typed
bisexual and transphobic?
Bisexual but transphobic is what I looked up. It's not giving me any results.
I think I might have invented something.
I think you did. I think you is the term bisexual transphobic is a question.
Yeah, I can see that dumb fucking thing being asked. What is it's only bi? It's not quadrisexual.
It's true. Yeah, it's
go to hell.
Obvious because bi means two, and therefore bisexual must reference only two genders.
That's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
That is the gayest shit I've ever heard.
That's the transest shit I've ever heard. When are we going to start using trans as a pejorative like we do with gay?
That's so trans. Oh my god, I can't believe he's wearing that. That's so trans.
This movie's fucking trans.
This movie's fucking trans.
You'll know you have equality once we're using trans like that.
Yeah, actually, that is true. Mm-hmm. And then we'll stop using gay for everything.
Yeah.
We will not stop using fag, though.
No. That's for us.
Like, shut up and suck that dick, faggot. I'm glad that we lasted 20-ish minutes before things went out of control.
Family episode.
Yeah, family episode for the first 20 minutes.
Sweet
then
boys.
Turn it off. If you're this far, you've gone too far.
If you're this far, you should know what you did wrong.
You did this.
Ask yourself.
You shouldn't have been wearing that.
Look what you were wearing.
Look what you were wearing. You shouldn't have been drinking.
Innocent. Case closed.
Promising future as a rower. He's got a great career as a college rower for 4 years.
I had a promising future as a high school rower.
Interesting.
Yep.
You are an aquatic cat, so...
That's true. We love to swim.
Yeah. See, I should have been a cross-country skier.
Exactly. You love the snow.
I do love the snow. Especially when it's under my nose and I'm snorting it.
Yes. Make that shirt.
Make that shirt. I would love to. I've taken to the idea that maybe there should be slight structure when we speak about things instead of umming and hawing and thinking of things on the go. So I've been writing down notes over the course of the week of funny things I want to bring up on the podcast. And sometimes...
Now this is a show.
Sometimes I write them, and then I forget what the context is. I just write down the thing, and then don't even remember why I wrote it down.
Yeah.
So the thing I wrote down...
See, now I'm very unclear if I brought this up last week or never. Or on another podcast. Because I had something written down that I thought was funny enough to write down at the time. But then upon looking at it, I didn't get it. And I had to ask other people to explain what I had written down to me. What? What I had written down...
What?
What I had written down was the Dukes of Hazzard. and I knew it was a play on words.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it was. So
Okay.
I was going around to people saying, I wrote down the Dukes of Hazzard, and I thought it was funny. And it probably is, but I don't get it anymore. Can you please explain it to me? And some angel did. It's the Dukes of Hazzard, but Doogie Howser.
Wait, you...
Hold your
horses. Hold your goddamn horses.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Did you not realize it was Dukes of Hazzard and Doogie Howser?
I knew it was something on Doogie Howser, but I didn't know what. Okay, at least I'm happy I haven't brought this up before.
What?
Look,
I thought you meant that it was Doogie Howser and the Dukes of Hazzard, but you didn't know like what the visual of that was.
No.
Not that it was those two things.
I didn't know that it was Dukes of Hazzard. That's where I was at.
You're retarded. You're what? What else would it be?
I don't know. I was just staring at it for hours going, what is this?
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's something with Doogie Howser, but what?
Oh, that hurts. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Look, it escaped me. Maybe if I had left and come back to it, it would have revealed itself to me. But I wanted to know now, so I started asking everyone I knew.
Fair. I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. Anyways, the note I wrote down...
I think just do your time-sensitive note. We're good for the rest next one.
What?
Yeah.
No, because I got 3 other ones for the next episode. I'm not going to do 4 on the next episode.
You've got a lot of notes for the wrestling this episode. I'm just thinking time-wise.
Nobody cares about the wrestling.
Okay.
You, the audience. Yeah, you, dummy.
You? Hey.
You don't give a shit about the wrestling.
Hey, stupid. Hey, Steve. Are you listening? All the Steves just go, what?
I don't know. Does Schneider listen?
He better if he knows what's good for him.
He's kind of not a cool guy anymore.
Is he a sweet boy?
He's a sweet boy. sweet baby Steve Schneider. Fine, I'll save that one for next episode because I got 4 pages of notes on this.
Yeah, but what's the time sensitive one?
I used both the May the 4th and that this was the family friendly episode.
Oh, okay.
Because I felt guilty for all the bad things I said.
Well, as you should have, because it was a pretty bad thing.
That's a pretty bad thing.
Anyone doesn't know what Drew said. Did you say it on the...
It's not true, Scott.
Did you say it on the wrestling or the Oscars?
The Oscars.
Okay, so the most recent podcast before this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not true.
No, I know, but it's still bad.
That's the worst thing I'm willing to say out loud on the podcast. It's not the worst thing I'm willing to say out loud to Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I've said worse.
Today alone.
Yeah. I believe there was also... I meant to... If I hadn't dropped my phone and it shattered into a million pieces, there was a very funny reference to... I almost burped into the microphone.
Oh, I've been doing that fairly regularly.
Oh, nice.
Some people like it, some people don't. You can't win them all.
I believe it was the most recent episode where it was an argument about
Episode of Us?
Us.
Uh-huh.
Where I believe there was an argument about oh, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I don't remember where I saw the comment.
You're totally out of your mind?
No, there was a comment about it was related to us defending. Oh, it was the philosophical depths of child molestation. I thought that was pretty funny.
Of course.
Because that was a very hot topic at the opening of that episode, and I thought that was really funny.
That was a hot topic. We every now and then I like to read a nice comment we get, and real nice one from 2 days ago real time, 8 days ago podcast time. This is just so gay and weird. Loved it. Are you doing Foley work?
Yeah, I'm doing Foley work over the microphone. That would be somebody ripping duct tape off someone's mouth.
Pretty good.
I'm a good Foley artist.
Are you doing
I'm not
that?
a Mick Foley artist.
Are you doing that by ripping duct tape off your mouth?
Yeah, off my dick. I taped my balls up inside me, and that was me pulling the tape off. Anyways, this is, since we got a lot of notes to get through, and I don't want to get through a lot of them. In Your House 9?
Niner.
69er. What? Winer Diner 69er? Is that what it was? Didn't we come up with some dumb joke about that?
Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner, the movie Diner.
69er?
69er.
You got it. Didn't take you at all. A lot of time at all. Didn't struggle.
No, it's pretty seamless.
It's pretty seamless. So this is In Your House 9 International Incident
Coming from
Scott's hometown of Vancouver, British Columbia.
the newly built GM place, General Motors Place.
Not that anymore.
Would have been the first live wrestling show I ever went to had I not been on
Gay. Continue, please.
Now you just made me think. I'm like, wait, was that the reason?
I didn't go to this pay-per-view because I was gay?
And barely 13.
Because that means you can't be gay, Scott.
You actually can't be gay until you're 18. Actually, I think I believe what I tweeted once, which would make it canon, was everyone is born gay, and then you can choose not to be gay at 13.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Because kids are gay.
Kids are very gay.
Yeah.
I was a very gay child. Very gay.
Aggressively.
Aggressively gay.
Dick grabbing gay.
Harvey Firestein gay.
Same voice, too, which is weird on a 7-year-old.
Yeah, I don't think I can do a Harvey Firestein.
No, I was thinking about it, too. And
It's hard.
I'm just going to hurt. I'm just going to hurt my throat.
Hey.
Oh, wait. Is that how Harvey got that voice? Was through throat abuse?
And a lot of cigarettes and a lot of whiskey to forget the memories of their childhood, and that's how you become Harvey Firestein.
That's the recipe.
Oh my god, everybody! It's Bruce Valanche. My goddamn Bruce Valanche. Oh right, the incredible Chaz Bono. Anyways,
what was that? Oh yeah, this would have been my first live show had I not been on a family vacation in Tofino, British Columbia at the time. That's right, an in-province vacation.
Yeah,
very fancy.
I mean, it's far.
It is far,
and it's right on the ocean.
It's an hour drive to the ferry. And then the ferry's almost 2 hours, and then it's a 3-hour drive all across Vancouver Island. And you're like, what? 3-hour drive across an island? Yeah, we got big islands here, okay? This ain't no fucking Martha's Vineyard shit, which is 8 square blocks.
I could walk it. I don't want to,
well,
but I could.
Maybe.
Get me a rascal, then we'll talk. I would have gone to see this pay-per-view had I not been 10 years old and my parents hated wrestling.
I'm Drew, I'm baby.
God damn it, I fucking hate you. You're dead. You're fucking dead. When this is over, I'm going to do so many hate crimes to you. All right, fine.
Fine.
We start with the free-for-all, Jim Ross, Vince McMahon, Jerry Lawler. We get a rundown of the show and shit, showing Gorilla Monsoon officially suspending indefinitely the Ultimate Warrior.
Being a fucking idiot.
For being a piece of shit.
He just, like, stopped showing up.
Yeah, he no-showed 3 shows in a row that were all just, like, house shows.
Yeah.
And then they decided, well, we hate this guy, so see ya.
He lasted almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. I mean, by his standard, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a solid
And
run.
then he wouldn't return until the day before he fucking died.
Before he died. That's awesome.
That is pretty rad. Like, they're like, hey, if you don't have him on right now, he's gonna die and you'll never have him again. All right, fine. And then we'll create an award for him where we celebrate people who do good things, even though he was a homophobe and a bigot.
Where we celebrate people who go do Republican speeches at the University of Connecticut, where they literally say the phrase, "Queering doesn't make the world work."
And yet he's celebrated as a hero.
To applause.
To a loud applause.
Which I don't even know how you find that many Republicans in Connecticut.
I mean, if you're going to have a Republican conference, you're going to get all of them.
I guess.
They're going to come from all over.
Yeah.
And
I guess
come
Connecticut
all over.
has rich white people, certainly. But
They
you
have
just
lots of rich
think
white
of it
people, like
as
really, really rich white people.
very
You know,
liberal.
yeah, so many.
Stop talking over me.
Oh, what?
Stop it.
Okay. So the free-for-all match is Savio Vega versus just Hawk Bradshaw, not Justin Hawk Bradshaw.
Yes, but
With Uncle Zebekiah.
With Uncle Zeb.
But Dirty Dutch.
Hawk is not his first name. Hawk is still a nickname.
Yes.
Because it's in quotations.
Hawk Bradshaw.
But he has lost his first name.
Yeah. Weird. What?
Yeah.
I mean, the match was honestly like nothing fancy.
It was
There was a
fine.
very very good Savio throwing a big spin kick in the corner where he like goes over the
Flips
top
over
to the
ropes,
floor,
lands on his feet on the floor.
which was pretty rad.
Love it.
I don't know. There was a lame finish of
Bradshaw's pudgy.
He's very
Which is
pudgy.
funny because like Bradshaw was never jacked.
No.
It's just he has like zero muscle definition here.
It's like he doesn't try.
Let's talk about bodies.
Let's shame some fat guys from 2 chubby guys.
Yeah. Bradshaw, who at his worst in '96 is in better shape than either of us will ever be.
Probably. He's also like 6'6".
He's a big one.
For some bizarre reason, he seems so much taller in 1996 than he does in like 2004.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because like he's wrestling Savio, who's short,
Savio's not that
and then he
tall,
wrestles
yeah.
John Cena, who's like kind of tall.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he seems so much taller. Other than that, it had a lame ass finish of. I don't even remember what the actual finish was. I just remember Uncle Zebekiah holding his feet down so Savio couldn't.
Oh,
kick
it
out.
sucked. It was like it was just like a body slam or like a front power slam or something. Where Zeb like really feebly like sort of held his
a very vague helping hand. And then gets the finish. Then after the match, he hits a big ass clothesline from hell on Savio. And
I didn't
then,
catch if they were calling it that yet.
No, they weren't. I don't think they called it anything. I think he just hit it. And then they hold Savio down while Uncle Zeb brands Savio.
Did you see all the smoke sizzling off?
The amount of pain he was in.
He was ink.
Where it definitely
he
didn't
stamped
look
him.
like a stamp.
He gave him a stamp.
Yeah. So then they show the video package building up to the main event of the actual pay-per-view, which was supposed to be. There is 2 legends of wrestling who do not appear on the show that were supposed to be on the show.
Yeah, of the like, I don't know, maybe like 15 people who were on this show, 2 of them could not make it because they are junkies.
Yes. So the video is like of Vader, Bulldog, and Owen essentially squashing the Ultimate Warrior and killing him.
Yeah.
Then after a match that Sean has, him and Ahmed are like broing out behind the curtain. Cornette comes and
let's be interracial dudes with attitudes.
That's a good team. That's a good team. Cornette comes and throws water in Sean's face, which is apparently way easier for a man to do than a woman, because Diana Hart failed miserably at it last show.
Did do a little better than
right in Sean's face.
Than Ms. Hart Smith.
He runs away. Sean and Ahmed chase him away. They run out into the parking lot where they sort of start to brawl, and then out of nowhere, a car comes and almost kills everyone.
A car screeches in at 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, and barely stops.
Yeah.
We get a returning Sid, now Psycho Sid.
Officially.
Where
they were dipping their toes into Psycho Sid.
They made reference to him
in
being
like
a
September,
psycho.
October '95 when we last saw him.
Yeah.
But now we're all in. We've
Psycho
worked it out
with an S.
with the estate of Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah,
and we're set on Psycho with an S. Sid.
In the package, you hear Todd Pettengill say the formerly institutionalized Sid.
Yeah, that's how they're covering softball season now.
Yeah,
is saying he was in the
he
crazy
was in an institution.
He was at the creep.
Only during the exact time that softball season was.
He was at the creep farm.
Yeah, the creep farm.
The freak wharf.
Freak wharf. So then we get. So then we go to the ring where we get Cornette and Jose Lothario are doing a talk off where then Vader runs down. He goes after Jose. Sean comes down.
Slides in. 7/8 across the ring.
Almost goes completely out of the ring, Paul London style.
Yeah. Sean was greased.
They have a stare down, which gets separated by like all of the, the referees and the backstage people. And then that's how the free-for-all ends.
Which is pretty, standard fare. However, Cornette's later recounting of the events makes it all worth it.
Totally worth it. So now we get the actual pay-per-view with the same commentary team. So JR gets to do both this time and not just the free-for-all.
Yeah. This is the commentary team of my childhood, the three.
Yes.
Vince, JR, Lawler.
Yeah. That's what I remember the most. I guess a little bit... the thing is, I feel like when I was this age... I saw
35.
Not my current age. The age of this period.
The age of the Lord.
The age
33.
of the Lord. 33. That I watched a lot of Shotgun Saturday Night. So I got a lot of Jim Cornette on commentary.
Yes.
So I definitely heard him a lot.
I had a guy message me because he saw I had an episode of Shotgun Saturday Night. He messaged me to see what version of it was, because I guess they did different commentary teams for different markets.
Oh.
Why? I have no idea.
Weird.
Like, just because it's in syndication, I don't think it means you have to do that, but they did. And he wanted to ask if it was the one that aired in Wisconsin on WFGT or whatever.
Because
that's where he lived, and he wanted that version that he saw in 1997. And I looked, and it was like, I don't know, like a New York one or something, probably the most common one. I'm like,
my brain hurts, Scott.
No, I don't have the Wisconsin one. Do you still want it? Nope. Bye.
Stop talking. My brain hurts. I hate wrestling fans. I hate them so much. I can't handle this. Scott, I'm going to kill myself. First, I'm going to piss my pants. Then I'm going to take you down to the garage. I'm going to show you something. And then I'm going to shoot myself in the chest. Yeah, that's... what a weird request. I only want to hear the commentary of the region I grew up in.
That's right.
Stupid.
The same matches.
What would the commentary team difference be, though?
Some were
Terry Taylor and Al Snow.
I mean, some are Cornette and Kevin Kelly. Some are Michael Cole starts showing up there. Ray Rougeau was in the mix.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember the one that he wanted, but it was not
Not the one you had.
It was unacceptable.
Why do you only have one shotgun?
That's a
Saturday
question. Why?
Night?
Oh no, I have actually no. I did only have one, and he wanted that one, and then asked if I had any more. So then he immediately struck me as someone who doesn't know how to use torrent. So then
Nice.
I went and torrented the entire years of 1997 and 1998, hoping I could make a big sale.
Yeah.
But it was of course not the Wisconsin herrings.
Oh
So,
my God.
So I wasted 30 gigs of download.
Do you still have his contact information?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we should troll him.
Done.
Or catfish him. But let's troll him.
Okay.
Ugh, what a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. It kind of pissed me off.
But why did you only have the one originally?
Because it was Furnace and LaFawn versus the Hardys, and that's pretty cool.
Nice. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. So the pay-per-view starts. We get Smoking Guns, the WWF Tag Team Champions with Sonny
The dynamic of this fucking match.
versus the Body Donnas without their trans manager, Cloudy.
Which we've entirely missed.
100%, yeah. Between 8 and 9, the Body Donnas. So we saw the Smoking Guns turn heel on the Godwins, get Sonny as their manager.
Yeah.
And
After
then
Sonny left the Body Donnas for the Godwins for 2 weeks.
she turned face.
Yeah, but it was kind of
joined
fake
the
face.
Godwins.
She was
to
using
then
the
turn
Godwins
heel.
as a transition.
Exactly.
To the
She
Smoking Guns.
transitioned.
Yes.
So and then in that time we saw the Guns turn heel, and then between 8 and 9 the Body Donnas turned face.
Yeah, so what happened was the Body Donnas were still heel, and they were mad that Sonny had left them. So to spite Sonny, they got a trans manager named Cloudy, and that made them so popular it turned them face.
Yeah, in 1996, where the crowd is chanting "faggot" at Gold Dust, they really wanted the Body Donnas to have a trans manager.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna look something up, but apparently this doesn't like the internet
So
again.
much for the old internet.
So much for the old internet.
It was a good run. You've had internet for about 20 minutes, so
Yeah,
I think that's enough for today.
Yeah, probably. For anyone who is in the same position as me, who their computer upgraded or did an update on Windows 10, and now their computer refuses to connect to the internet.
Yeah,
that is the problem I am having.
Yeah, it's updated to Windows 10 No Internet Edition, which is good for some, I assume, but
Probably.
not you. You as a man who enjoys the internet,
Sometimes.
it's something of a hindrance.
I was trying to look up who Cloudy was.
I think it was literally
It's
some
Chris
guy.
Candido's friend named Jimmy Shoulders, a.k.a. James Haney, who was never acknowledged to be such on television. They only called him Cloudy. And it is not a transsexual.
Transvestite.
It's a transvestite.
Yeah,
Big difference.
yeah.
Um,
You don't hear transvestite much anymore.
you really don't, because it's not...
It's not offensive per se. It literally just means the other clothes.
Yes. Yeah, it's not like a...
Nothing to do with gender, sexuality, anything.
Yeah. No, it's literally... is it cross-dressing?
Yeah, it's cross-dressing.
Yeah.
We all do it.
We all do it. It is just boys being boys.
Boys do it. Girls do it.
Animals do it.
Animals do it.
The Discovery Channel does it. I don't know. Isn't that the song? It's not the song. So, yeah. This is a very, very weird fucking dynamic.
Yeah.
I
have zero memory at all of any babyface Body Donna.
Yeah, I vaguely remembered heel Smoking Guns. I do not have any recollection of babyface Body Donnas.
This never happened.
Because it's such a silly, concept.
Yeah, they're heel geeks. That's what the gimmick is.
Yeah, they're workout dudes who
They're like
treat
80s
the crowd
workout
like crap.
dudes. Yeah.
So it's like these gorgeous hunky cowboys. And these...
You were, dare I say, fawning over the Smoking Guns in this
1996 Billy Gunn is a very handsome man.
with his Jonathan Taylor Thomas haircut.
Yes. But yeah, so the bad guys.
Actually, more so the older brother on Home Improvement. Zachary Ty Bryant.
Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah.
Everyone had to have 3 names.
Everyone had to have multiple names. So yeah, these gorgeous, hunky, like working class cowboys are the bad guys.
Yeah, just big slabs of beef.
And these big bleach blonde faggots are the good guys.
One of whom is in shape. One of whom is just an egg.
One of them is as fat as he is tall.
Yeah, he's all torso.
He's all torso. So like, it's just such a weird. Whoever thought of the idea of turning these guys bad and these guys good, I hope lost their job.
Such a strange choice.
Yeah. So they during the course of the beginning of the match, they talk about how Jake the Snake is off the show because he's got problems or whatever. Lawler immediately implies that he's back on the sauce, which is a running thing throughout the entire show because it sets up a Lawler-Jake Roberts storyline.
Yeah.
We also at this point discussed how much the Guns have awful gear. Because it's literally jeans with no knee pads.
For their look and gimmick, it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But to have to wrestle in it,
but it's like it
sucks.
Now, if you look at guys who wrestle in like street clothes, like your Orange Cassidys, or unfortunately your Kushidas, or even
Kushida's back on the gear.
Is he back on the gear? Oh, because he won a title, so now he's a real wrestler again?
You gotcha.
Okay, well, previous Kushida, or even like the Usos, like that gear is made gear for them to wrestle in that looks like street clothes.
Yeah.
Billy,
it's not just street clothes.
Billy and Bart are wearing straight up Wranglers.
Jeans and cowboy boots
and no knee pads.
Yeah.
Like, it is the most uncomfortable stuff to wrestle in.
Suck.
And yet somehow they are both still stupidly athletic.
Yeah.
Like, it does not hinder either one of them
Except
at all.
Maybe
That's not a result of the gear, though.
No.
That's a result of bad wrestling. But yeah, it's so uncomfortable to watch anyone have to wrestle in that. Then there's just a really good series of like leapfrog counters, like a hip toss to your feet, series between Skip and Billy, and it's like, it's almost as if Skip is like a really great worker or
like
something.
Chris Candido's really good.
Yeah, it's as if he's really underutilized everywhere he goes.
Everywhere.
But I guess when you're 5'8" or whatever in 1996, no one wants to use you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. If he was now, he was a 2010s guy.
If he was now, he'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he would be right up there with some of those other small guys. But at the time, it really, because like he was in great shape.
Yeah.
Like muscular and like athletic and everything, but just too short.
Like, yeah, Chris Candido now would have at least as good, if not probably better, a career than like Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very much a strong
minimum Roderick Strong.
Or like a less piece of shit Austin Aries.
Sure, yeah.
Which is saying a lot from a man who literally loaned out his girlfriend for drugs, and yet somehow he's less of a piece of shit than Austin Aries.
Yeah.
There was so there was like a big moment where Sunny tricks Skip into thinking that she's fainted, or as we said, she had a cocaine-induced heart attack.
Yeah.
So at first we didn't really see what happened. It was just Sunny laying on the floor.
It just looked weird and stupid.
And Skip like getting out of the ring to come over to check on her, and Zip like, nah, bro, she's fooling you. And he's like, oh, she fell down. I gotta go help her. And then when they show the replay, you actually get to see it. So she takes off her cowboy hat and sort of like waves it to get Skip's attention, throws it in the ring. She falls to the ground and then rolls over to her side and blows a kiss at the camera, and then goes back to like she's dead. It's
pretty funny.
So way better.
Yeah.
At this point, we noticed that Jerry Lawler has a very hard time pronouncing Rico Kasich's name. But as Rico Kasich?
Yeah, I feel like it was even worse than Rico Kasich, but Rick Ocasek.
Rick Ocasek. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. Is that how you read people's names?
Jerry Lawler, big Cars fan.
Big Cars fan. Then we get maybe the best part of the match, where so Billy gets Skip with his leg. So Skip is under the armpits over the top rope, and Bart is holding his legs under his arms.
Yeah, he's holding him horizontally. Haas and Benjamin would do this World's Greatest Tag Team
Although
move.
I guess they did it before Haas and Benjamin.
Well, I would say so.
But yeah, that position, and Billy is going to run off the ropes, jump over Bart, and land on Skip's back as Billy lets go of his legs.
Leapfrog over Bart and sit on the horizontal Skip's back.
So Billy doesn't really get a good run up.
Billy, who has a great vertical.
Incredible ups.
Maybe got too cocky about it. But also, I'd say the brunt of the blame falls on his partner, Bart Gunn, who's doing the holding, and is standing up as tall as he possibly could.
Bart, who's like 6'1", maybe?
I'd say more. I'd say at least 6'2". Like
he's a big guy. I guess he's a big guy.
Both Guns are tall. Billy's really
tall.
But like Bart doesn't look short next to him.
No, he does not.
So he could
be 6'3". Yeah, maybe. So
anyway, forces Billy to jump all of that and more to clear him.
He doesn't squat at all. He stands straight up. Billy runs with like not a lot of momentum. He jumps, and as he jumps, kind of realizes he's not going to get over Bart. So he just lands directly behind him. He kind of gives Bart like a look into the back of Bart's head, like, you fucking dick. And then he turns around, and you can tell he's kind of mad at Bart, and the crowd starts like, heckling him, and Billy yells at the crowd, like, and you can read his mouth is like, it's his fault he didn't bend down. So like he was not kayfabe pissed at Bart.
He was taking out his anger on his partner at a crowd member.
Yeah. Then there was a really bad attempted slingshot into the bottom rope that just didn't have any momentum, so he didn't really move.
Yeah.
Billy takes a massive like jump off the top rope, caught into a Manhattan drop.
Yep.
So at this point we're like, it's weird that not only because we've noted that the Body Donnas are the faces, but Zip is the one getting the hot tag. Mm-hmm. So is the crowd supposed to pop for the hot tag? Spoiler alert, they don't.
Yeah, on paper, I suppose they were. That was the plan.
That was the plan, but the crowd did not get the memo.
No.
The crowd could not have cared less. So then he gets a hot tag, does a bunch of bumping around, whatever. Billy gets taken out of the ring. He's kind of arguing with Sonny, I guess, or they're like having a conversation on the floor, which referee Harvey Whippleman is like distracted by for some weird reason.
Yeah.
So Bart goes to get Zip for a very labored sidewalk slam
real bad lift.
Yeah, for the sidewinder.
It was the opposite of Kevin Nash.
Yes, no ups. So as Bart gets him up, he looks around for Billy, turns around, eats a really big missile drop kick off the top from Skip, where Skip takes a really awkward like neck and shoulder bump after he hits it to Bart, so that Zip lands on top of him and he gets the win.
1, 2, 3.
And then Scott goes, "Wow, new champions." And they go, "Nope, it is non-title." And then we both said, "Why?"
Great question.
So then afterwards, Sonny kind of throws a temper tantrum a little bit and looks really sad. And at this point, I said to Scott, I was like, "Fuck, Sonny really is.
She's so hot,
super hot. Like it's a shame that her life went downhill, but like, god damn,
but what a mid-90s.
Holy shit! Like." I don't think that 10-year-old me really appreciated how hot she was.
I think 13-year-old me did appreciate how hot she was.
Scott's rubbing one out to his memories of Sonny.
No, I didn't start jerking off till I was 24.
Oh, so like last year.
Yeah, until the future.
Until in 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm 21.
I'm boo-boo.
Backstage, Mr. Perfect is interviewing Camp Cornette. Cornette claims that during the scuffle in the opener in the free-for-all, that the reason why he was getting at Jose Lothario is because...
The reason why he was going to hit him with a tennis racket.
Was because he pulled a switchblade on him. Because he's a Latino. Then they're as they're doing the interview, Vader is sort of pacing back and forth in front of the camera while Cornette's talking, like kind of psyching himself up. And then they go to talk to the Bulldog, and Vader goes on the like benches behind Bulldog and is doing just like mouth noises, like
fast mouth noises,
like flexing and like jacking himself up. And then and then when they talk to Owen, he goes over like to where Owen is, and he's just like doing the same thing behind him. Very funny, very comical. Vader was having a good time.
Yeah, Vader even kind of cracked a smile at one point. He realized how silly he was.
He was in a good mood because he thought he was winning the title.
Yeah, probably at that point he thought he'd be winning the title in a month.
Joke's on him.
Yep.
So next up is the match of Mankind versus Henry O. Godwinn. It was supposed to be Mankind versus Jake Roberts, but Jake had relapsed or had like a weird issue with something.
Yeah, looked like Jake was reading the handwriting on the floor.
Which
a great mean line from Jerry Lawler.
Very mean. Lawler said a lot of actually mean things in this that made Jake actually very angry.
Yeah.
We noticed that there was a lame-ass network Godwinn's knockoff music of just like synthesized banjo music.
Yeah, not even a real banjo.
Why don't we get Hillbilly Jim's music? Do they not own Hillbilly Jim's music?
I guess they don't own Country Boy.
Ugh, lame. When Mankind comes to the ring, we notice that he's just got massive bald patches from pulling out his own hair.
Like there's big bald patches on the front and side.
Yeah, like really noticeable. It's awful. The other thing I noticed with this being a network cut is, and the network does this, they are notorious for this for everything across the board, is that they do not mix the audio when they put in their knockoff music.
No, they just slap the knockoff on there.
Here is the track for the knockoff music. We will turn off the volume for the live show, and then you will just hear this horrible bad audio until it gets to the actual match.
And you'll see Henry O and Hillbilly Jim square dancing to Country Boy, which is a different tempo than the fake music they put in, so absolutely. It looks super weird. It looks
stupid.
Where's Pig?
I don't know. He's still sad about Sonny.
Where the fuck is Pig?
When the fuck did we get ice cream? There was
to Pig, all my love, Sonny.
There was a ton of Lawler on commentary. This whole match is shitting on Jake. That was like pretty much the majority of what he was talking about.
Yeah.
At one point, Mankind goes to the floor and pulls up the padding. So we're like, oh, I wonder who's taking a big fall on that cement floor.
50-50.
50-50. Surprisingly, it was both, but the first one was bad.
Yeah, it was a swinging neck breaker where somehow nobody actually bumped.
Like fully kind of bumped, and Henry just sort of landed on him.
Yeah.
But then after a little bit, Foley goes up on the apron and gets sort of just slammed from the apron,
like the Ric Flair off the top.
Just slams him onto the cement, which of course
hard.
He kind of like in kayfabe he no sells it, but in real life he's very hurt.
It looked like it hurt.
Then we go back in the ring. There's a little bit like a lot of Foley or Mankind getting beat up. Henry signals for the slop drop.
Yep.
He goes too close to the rope, so when he goes to do it, Mankind grabs top rope.
And Godwinn goes down.
And he gives him the mandible claw, and then he locks it on for a while until finally Henry gets knocked out by the nerve hold.
Yeah.
So Mankind wins. Undefeated. So then we go backstage where they have the hotline, where one side is Ray Rougeau with the smoking guns and Sonny, and the other side is the Body Donnas with Brian Pillman.
Oh, hey. It's Brian Pillman.
Oh, Brian Pillman's here. And I think we might have missed it because we might have been sort of chatting as it was happening. I think they said something about the controversial Brian Pillman.
I think so, yeah.
So, as they're talking back and forth, he pretty much, it's just Pillman, breaking fame and saying things he shouldn't say. Probably the most notable one was when the Body Donnas are on the phones, and he says, these guys were complaining about the other team doing double team moves on them, and then he says, well, they would have both double teamed Sonny, and then Vince kind of goes,
That's enough of that.
Hey, no, we're good, and then they cut. So I'm imagining there's going to be a lot more good Pillman stuff coming up.
Is Pillman... Did they sign him hurt?
Yeah, I think they signed him injured because they knew they wanted him.
Yeah.
And he just does a bunch of this, silly ass shit for a little while.
He has, 5 matches total.
I think he does a lot more once he's in the Hart Foundation.
Yeah.
But I think up until then, he doesn't do a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
He does some Gold Dust stuff, then he does the Austin stuff.
Yeah, which, do they ever even have a match?
That's a tough one. I don't actually know. Maybe? Question mark?
Yeah, it's not much.
It is not much, but they utilized him to the best of his physical abilities.
Yes.
So the next match is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Wildman Mark Mero.
Yeah.
With Sable, of course. Austin comes out with a sort of silly ass mustache. He's kind of shaved his goatee, so it's just
his goatee doesn't connect.
Bottom chin and then a weird mustache.
And his mustache comes out further than it would for a goatee.
Yes. So he
looks
he's trying out something new.
He looks French.
He does. He does look French.
He looks like a musketeer.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
That's the vibe I got.
Very quickly, Brian Pillman and Steve Austin had one match on a Raw in June 97 that went to a DQ, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And his total WWF matches on television, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
May 97 to September 97. I was going to say,
his first match isn't till May 97.
Yeah. So he's injured and not doing anything for a while.
He's there for almost a year before he has a match.
Yeah. Yeah, just doing silly ass shit.
Yeah.
And then almost immediately does, I think all the stuff he kind of does is Hart Foundation related.
Yeah.
Because his second match is a Hart Foundation match of him and Neidhart versus the Road Warriors.
Yeah, it's all Hart Foundation.
Yeah. So, good for him? Question mark?
Sure.
This starts hot and heavy. They do a lot of brawling right off the bat, a lot of punches and stuff. It leads to this match has a lot of interesting stuff in it. I don't know how good it is. It was fine, but you'd expect better. When it happened, we were like, "Oh, this could be good."
Yeah.
They did a little bit in WCW with each other.
Yep.
So you're like, "Oh, at least they're familiar with one another." They attempted to do a double bridge. That worked, but very labored.
For a second, I wasn't sure if they were struggling or showing off.
True.
They did the standard one guy is on his back on top of the other guy who's on his back, and they both bridge up and then turn around into a backslide. So they both bridged up halfway and held there for a good second.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, are they delaying this to show how strong they are, or are they struggling to get the rest of the way? And from how it went from there, I guess they were struggling. It still looked fine. Though.
It still looked fine. Yeah. They got up all the way, and but it wasn't. There's one later that is much smoother.
Oh, hella smooth.
So then again, Mero, as he has in the other previous match we've seen, does another rolling prawn hold.
It's great.
Then they brawl to the floor. Mero gets thrown hard into the corner and goes to the floor. Austin goes out, gives him a slingshot into the post. Then when they get back in the ring and are doing some brawling, Austin drapes Mero over the second rope, and he's going to run and do his leg drop across the back, which he always does. As he runs, Mero moves, and Austin sort of
he puts his
shin out to bounce off the second rope, and then he's sort of ha, I tricked him.
Got you, fucker.
I'm way better. And then the next spot...
I'm the ringmaster, goddammit.
And the next spot, Mero's in the corner, and Austin goes over to get him, and Mero moves, and he eats shit on the top rope, and I couldn't really tell what it was.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to do a high knee, but Mero moved and he just like landed weird on the top rope or something.
Basically that, yeah.
Then there was a really bad spot of Austin, like essentially getting him up for a power bomb, which we're not 100% sure what it was like supposed to actually be, because maybe it was supposed to be this and maybe not. But he gets him up and they stumble backwards to the ropes, and Austin maintains, like, you know, doesn't drop him or fall over.
No.
They stand back up.
Then they get like hung up in the ropes.
Yeah, and then they sort of turn sideways, and Mero tries to do like a Hurricanrana over the top.
Yeah.
But like he goes over one way, and Austin sort of has to jump himself over, and it doesn't look smooth.
It wasn't pretty.
But like if that was the plan, Austin was gonna have to have turned 180 to get to the rope. So it was a really weird setup.
Yeah, because the way they were going, because like Austin just like picked him up in a powerbomb and then started backing up. I'm like, is he just gonna like dump him backwards over his head over the top?
It was real strange.
Yeah.
Then, so once they go to the floor, then they get back up. Mero goes to the apron and does a holy roller.
Yep.
Then when they get back up to their feet, he climbs up to the apron. And when Austin gets up, he just does a straight up standing moonsault apron.
Just
to floor.
every kind of flip he can think of off the apron.
Yep. I mean, he is super athletic, so he can do these things.
I mean, you didn't see a lot of moonsaults then.
Let
alone apron moonsaults.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. At this point, there was like a weird moment where Goldust's butler came down and gave Lawler... Sorry, Goldust's usher came out and gave Lawler an envelope. Yeah. But, like, did we actually ever find out what it was?
I think he's inviting him to fuck, as he is with most of his... I mean, what Goldust invitation so far has not been him wanting to fuck that person?
That is very true. There's a
which means I guess Goldust is turning face? If he's going to do something with
Jerry Lawler? No, because he's still gay. And at this point, gay guys are bad guys. Doesn't matter.
I guess you can't be a good guy and gay.
I think you're actively turning Jerry Lawler face at this point.
Okay.
That's the plan. There was a slingshot over the top body press that was pretty good.
Yep.
And then Mero goes to the top rope for something, and Austin climbs up and shoves him, and he goes just like hard dick first on the top.
Yeah, he like jumps
100
meters in the air
and like doesn't
lands
grab the rope to protect himself. Just like lands dick first and lands hard on the mat and looks like he's actually in pain.
He breaks his fall with his dick.
Yeah. Then Austin goes for the Stone Cold Stunner, but like the match prior, Mero holds the top rope to prevent him from taking it. Austin takes the bump. Mero goes out, does the slingshot in leg drop that actually looks good this time.
Yep.
But then when he gets up to sort of like fire up the crowd, Austin chop blocks him. Then Austin like immediately picks him up, just hits the stunner, no kick to the stomach.
I was going to say, it's very jarring to see the stunner with no kick
and
before.
Just bam, stunner, wins.
Yeah.
Over. After that, we got Bob Backlund in the crowd, where Vince McMahon says, "You're in the wrong country to be campaigning for president."
Fair point by Vince, honestly.
Which then Vince says, "But we can campaign for Raw tomorrow night." So they give a rundown of the main event, that Raw on the USA Network at 8:57 p.m.
That's right. Eastern time.
Of Shawn and Ahmed versus the Smoking Guns for the tag titles. Then after that is a Goldust versus The Undertaker, where they followed up a casket match by having a regular wrestling match. As it should be. One man got put in a casket and then disappeared. So now let's grapple.
Let's wrestle about it.
Let's grapple away our problems.
Yeah. That's what we do.
We do grapple away our issues. So there a lot going on in this match, good and bad. So Goldust has added a little bit of textured pattern to his gear.
Yeah.
It's not just the matte, bright gold. However, we decided that it makes him look dumpier.
Yeah.
If that's even possible.
It makes him look dumpier, and it's further up his ass.
Oh, yeah, he full on wedgied himself, so everyone had to look at his ass.
Cakes.
Like, his cakes. Like, so much. So the beginning of the match is Goldust being scared of literally everything The Undertaker does. He runs in and out of the ring like 4 or 5 times.
The beginning of this match was the entirety of Goldust's match with Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Eventually, he gets behind Jimmy Cornette. Corderas and sort of like molests him while pushing him towards the Undertaker, which he doesn't appreciate. And then eventually Goldust tries, when Corderas gets out of the way, Goldust does the grope yourself, breathe in, and Taker gives him an uppercut. Goldust bumps and powders, and then the crowd, in the politest Vancouver Canadian way possible, starts chanting rest in peace, as opposed to the American crowd
Nebraska,
who were chanting faggot at him. So it's a real contrast of nations. One is polite and wants they don't hate Goldust, they just really like the Undertaker, whereas Nebraska really hates Goldust
and likes whoever he's wrestling, because that guy's not
not openly gay. Spoiler alert: all wrestlers are a little gay. So
why would you do wrestling if you weren't a little gay?
Why
would you? If you had a if you had a choice, why would you choose to be gay?
So once the match actually picks up, and they actually start interacting with one another, it's mostly Undertaker kicking his ass. I mean, I guess as it should be. It's the Undertaker. They brawl to the floor where Undertaker goes to give him a choke slam on the stairs, but Goldust just lands
this gonna work?
ass first on the top of the stairs. Like even if he was to take a back bump on the top of the stairs, there wasn't enough room.
There's not enough room.
He would have just homered himself on a fire hydrant.
There's no way if he actually landed on his back to not land on a corner of the stairs.
No, absolutely not. So he just took the ass bump. I just sort of wrote that it got sloppy for a while. Like Goldust tries to do a baseball slide, but he doesn't really like make it all the way. And then when his legs are dangling out of the ring, he just sort of like throws a front kick at the Undertaker to get him away from him.
Stop it.
Then as Taker's down, he picks up the stairs. Then he struggles to get apart.
The stairs used to be heavier.
The stairs are not meant to be used as a weapon, whereas now you can pick them up with one hand. So he gets it, and
they're made of aluminum foil now.
Pretty much. You can't. They're show stairs. They're not usable. He picks up the stairs and like slams it on Undertaker's back like pretty hard. That's wrestling. So they get back in the ring. Undertaker starts to get back up, and he goes to pick up Goldust for, like, essentially for the to set him up for the tombstone. But Goldust doesn't really go up that well. So Taker just sort of like puts him back down on his feet and gives him an inside cradle,
small package.
I
mean, what do you call an inside cradle? I think an inside cradle is a schoolboy, not a small package. They often seem to call it a small package on WWE. But in my head, an inside cradle is a schoolboy. But I think
my thoughts on inside cradle are when you hook the leg and cradle him from the inside and pull him down.
I mean, you can absolutely make a case for it. It's just in my head, it's a schoolboy.
Okay, then he hits what Drew is calling an inside cradle. And also Vince McMahon called an inside cradle.
Yes. You would also call that a small package, right?
True.
Like, there's no debate what a small package is.
Yeah, it's also a small package, 100%, which is, like, it blew my mind. Completely blew my mind, and it blew Vince McMahon's mind. Like,
absolutely.
Vince openly said, or maybe JR said it, that is the first time I've ever seen The Undertaker do that. Which is great, because it means Taker knows how to work. But then...
He just hasn't had to in, like, 8 years.
They do it again. Goldust kicks out. Taker gets him up, hits the tombstone, and then goes for the pin. But the referee is a little slow on purpose.
Real slow.
Because as Taker hits the tombstone and is going for the pin, Mankind pops out from through the apron or through the canvas.
The ring gives birth to him.
But Taker's kind of a little bit too far for him. So, like, I don't know if Taker was just out of place or he thought the hole was closer to the middle. So Mankind sort of has to, like, reach really far to just grab Taker's foot. Taker turns around. Mankind gives him the mandible claw, drags him through the hole. The match is a DQ.
Taker by DQ.
Taker by DQ. Then smoke starts coming out of the hole. Then Mankind climbs out. Then Taker's music starts playing. And Mankind is sort of like making those squealy pig noises that he makes.
Yeah.
And pulling out his hair and whatever.
He could have been the third Godwin.
He could have been third Godwin. He could have been Fatty A.
He could have been Fatty A.
Except for he's a skinny boy at this time.
Or even Ned Eye.
Or Ned Eye. Taker's music keeps playing. More smoke is coming out of the hole. The lights are sort of flickering. And then from the opposite corner behind Mankind, Taker pops up through his own hole.
So, P.S., the ring is just destroyed at this point.
It's just full of holes.
There's 2 giant holes in the ring.
It's full of holes. Taker climbs out, starts beating the shit out of Mankind. They fight all the way to the back. And then we get a SummerSlam promo, which is like the wrestlers doing like Olympic events of Ahmed Johnson running through hurdles, Shawn Michaels doing a high jump, Vader doing something and winning a medal, but I don't think they actually showed it. Anyways, it's a pretty fun. It's a pretty fun video package. So they come back
because it's an Olympic year.
It's Olympic year.
It's Atlanta. It's Atlanta bombing.
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
It's Richard Jewell time.
It's well, you know what? I'm also in law enforcement, so if you need any help, like I'm totally there for you. Just shut up and don't say anything, okay? But like, just so you know, like I'm totally in law enforcement, and I can't believe he didn't end up going to prison. Like, what a dumbass. So as they come back from the promo, Vince says to Lawler and JR, "Can you even believe what we just saw?" in reference to Undertaker and Mankind. The guy in the crowd behind Vince says, "I can believe it." Like very, very audibly. So then they cut to something else, and then when they cut back, you see security now standing behind the commentary booth, and all those guys are sitting down.
Yeah.
But Lawler is apparently very mad at the guy sitting behind him.
One of them is bleeding.
Because Lawler has like openly says like, you know, like something about like, I'm going to sock this guy and then he's going to get thrown out of the building or something.
I think one of those things might have happened.
Lawler might have socked that guy, and that's when they cut. So backstage, they show Taker and Mankind still fighting, but now they're in the boiler room. When they're brawling in the boiler room, the cameraman gets knocked down, so they lose the feed.
Yeah.
And you can hear somebody screaming bloody murder, but we couldn't tell who it was.
But it wasn't Mankind, Undertaker,
or Paul Bearer. So, like, maybe there was just someone else in there that they murdered.
Or maybe it was the cameraman.
Maybe it was the cameraman screaming like a little girl.
Yeah.
So then they come back to ringside again because obviously they're replacing the ring, like fixing the holes in the canvas. And just Undertaker's smoke is still just pouring out from under the ring.
And like all 3 commentators are visibly annoyed by it.
Visibly, and to the point where Lawler even says, like, "God, you think the ring is
on fire?
He's so actively angry at this that he has to sit there through this smoke.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. So now we get, like, I don't know, maybe the lamest, gayest backstage promo of all time with the People's Posse.
Yep.
Of Shawn, Ahmed, and Sid. Ahmed is wearing some weird, like, airbrushed shirt, poncho thing with their faces on it. It looks real weird. Yeah, it was just a series of like really lame, like what Nash and Michaels would do when they were the 2 dudes with attitudes, but now there's 3 of them, and the other 2 people.
Guy.
You had a what?
I wish I had an airbrush guy.
I'm sure you could find one, but I think it's expensive.
Yeah, I wish I had a cheap or free airbrush guy.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's the move.
Get some sick gear spray painted.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Or me.
Or just you, yeah. So, yeah, they cut their really lame, just, like, stupid, trying to be cool, funny guys promo, but it's awful.
Yeah, 90s coolness doesn't translate well now, and maybe didn't then.
I don't know if, I don't think it did then either.
It might have been lame then.
I think it's always been lame.
Yeah.
So, now we get to the actual match, which has the baby faces entering first.
With the world champion being the very first.
Yeah, so Shawn comes out, as he's walking down the entranceway, part of the guardrail just implodes.
Yeah.
And all of the people leaning up against it just like, fall into the entranceway.
Yeah.
So then, of course, like a bunch of them get up and they're like hugging Shawn. He's sort of like chuckling as security runs over to like stop everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the faces come out, then all the heels come out. We start off with what's going to be Vader and Ahmed, but then Vader's like, fucking give me Shawn. Give me that little...
Give me the twink.
Give me the twink, bitch. So they start off, it's nothing. At one point, Vader, like, you know, within the first spot of the match, Vader's immediately fixing his mask. So yeah, I mean, this is a real it's a tale of two matches, because there's tons of like really cool stuff, but also some really boring like rest holds, and then also like triple heat.
They get heat on Sean
for 40 minutes.
For so long.
Yeah. There's a so Sean hits a fucking Hurricane Rana on Vader, which is insane to think. Then Sean hits a big house show dive onto Vader. Then when they get back in the ring and are brawling, Sean makes the tag to Sid, who is the most over man in the history of professional wrestling. The last time he was there, he was a hated heel, and now he's the most over babyface.
Beloved.
With these hilarious, like, huge wind-up punches to Vader.
Biggest wind-up for no punch.
With, like, these little pillow taps.
Fucking love it.
Pull it all the way back, barely make contact. Pull it all the way back, barely make contact. It's amazing. And then he grabs Vader's arm, like, sort of in an arm wringer, and just starts doing, like, you know, close leg, like, kicks to the tit. Just like...
That also don't touch him.
That also don't touch him, but look hilarious. Yeah, it's literally just Sid
and then
kicking ass.
The lightest clotheslines you've ever seen.
Bulldog runs in, eats a clothesline. Owen runs in, eats a clothesline. And he's super hyped up. And then Ahmed and Sean come in and toss it.
At that point, we realize that the safest and unsafest workers in the company are on the same team right now.
Oh, yeah, and just like, or like, you know, three of the most insane workers of Bulldog, Vader, and Ahmed are in this match. And then, like, the lightest worker and, like, you know what, probably even Owen, too. Like, I would imagine for the most part, Owen is, like, the safest worker.
Oh, Owen
other than the one time he wasn't safe.
He did do a bad one with Steve.
He did do a bad one. He did one bad.
Everything else, very safe.
Yeah. So after Sid's kicking some total ass, he tags in Ahmed. Ahmed does some of the worst rolling German suplexes that have ever been done.
I honestly
by a
think
human
bar
being.
none the worst.
Bar none the worst. Because
like,
it's not
Brock
like,
Lesnar doing them against the worst guy. Still not as weird as
it's
these.
not like Ahmed was probably ever taught how to do a German suplex.
I guarantee you, he just saw a tape of Benoit doing it once. He's like, shit, I'm gonna do that.
Just grab a guy by the waist and sort of throw him over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, like
it's
not
awful.
centered at all. It's all over to the side.
Yeah.
The guy lands on his own shoulder every time.
So then, so he does those to Owen, and then Owen manages to get over and make a tag the Bulldog. When Bulldog comes in, he takes a press slam and he takes a Pro River plunge. And both of them, he puts his fucking arm down before he hits the mat.
And a spinebuster.
Oh, sorry, spinebuster and the...
There are three. It was
it all three? Yeah, it was all three.
Yeah.
Press slam, arm down. Spinebuster, arm down. Pro River plunge, arm down.
Yeah.
Like,
stop it.
What the fuck? That's how you get hurt.
Yeah.
Unless you're actively already hurt and no one knows it. So
it hurts less just to land nicely on your back.
Just take the bump.
Don't tense up. Don't put your elbows back. It's gonna be worse.
There's no way that you putting a body part down to try and stop your fall is going to hurt less than just landing flat backed on the mat.
Distribute your weight. Look, this is wrestling class time now.
Oh, are we an educational podcast?
We're an
again?
educational podcast.
Sick. So yeah, Ahmed beats up Bulldog. Bulldog makes a tag to Vader. Ahmed gets him in the corner and does some of the most amazing momentum swinging clubs.
Windmill punch.
Just even as
loses speed.
Even as he's hitting Vader, his hand is still going past Vader and back around.
The contact provides zero friction.
Yeah,
he just keeps going.
Keeps going, and he does like 20 of them. Chops Vader all the way down, starts doing some kicks. Oh, he's fucking hilarious.
Very funny.
We then realize that Ahmed is wearing double thigh pads and no knee pads.
Yeah, both sets of pads are above the knee.
Above the knee. You look stupid. Then eventually Vader cuts off Ahmed, hits like a big splash in the corner. He tags in Owen. Owen hits a whips Ahmed off the ropes and hits a giant jumping spinning heel kick, which Ahmed decides to sell by jumping in the air and then landing on his knees.
On his knees. Yeah.
Sure.
That makes sense momentum wise.
Yeah, of course. That's how you sell getting hit in the face, is you go up and then straight down. So then, some more stuff. Ahmed makes a tag to Sid. Sid comes in and does some stuff, but then he becomes the face in peril.
Yeah.
Like, Sid getting his ass kicked by, like, Owen Hart and Bulldog is kind of silly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really last that long because
short.
then he gets the hot tag to Sean. Sean comes in and is a house of fire. Him and Bulldog do some stuff where he whips Bulldog off the ropes and accidentally runs into Vader, knocks him off the apron. Then he goes for he hits maybe a scoop slam on Bulldog, goes for the pin. Owen runs in to hit an elbow drop. He hits Bulldog. Then
that was well timed.
Very good. Owen and Bulldog always have good timing with each other.
Yeah.
Then eventually Owen gets tagged back in. Then Owen and Sean, like 14 minutes into this match, decided to start doing a bunch of cruiserweight work.
An opening sequence.
Yeah, opening chain wrestling flips, counters.
It was good.
It was very good.
Just
but,
oddly placed.
Just like, what?
Yeah.
And then so you go from this like really high, fast-paced, like fun action between Owen and Sean to Vader putting on a rest hold that does literally nothing.
Fucking God. It was neither a bear hug nor a head and arm choke.
It was half and half, but worse.
It was a Christian side hug.
Yes. And so he must have had it on for 5 minutes. It felt like
so long.
So at some point, a fan jumps the barricade.
A fan who could take no more
to jump up on the apron to save Sean. Gets chased off by Bulldog and like security, and I think gets away because the crowd like watches him run through the crowd. Like they all turn to watch. So good for him. But then so after this has been on Sean forever, Sean finally fights his way out, runs off the ropes, eats a big body avalanche, takes the bump, and then just out of nowhere, Ahmed runs in and fucking clobbers Vader with a clothesline, yells at the ref, and I said to Scott, I hope that wasn't the spot, and Ahmed was just annoyed with not being able to wrestle. Like, he was so bored standing on the apron, he had to run in and clobber Vader.
And he really got him.
He made good contact.
That was a big clothesline. Yeah.
Then eventually Bulldog goes and picks up Sean. Like at first it almost seems like a pile driver, but he like gets him up and then
picked him up vertical and then a little past vertical. I'm like,
what's he doing?
You can't do a powerbomb here, Bulldog. There are 2 people in this match who do more powerbombs than you.
What are you doing, Marv?
Then he finally gets him up over shoulder into like Canadian backbreaker.
What are you doing, Marv?
Yeah.
Finally gets him in Canadian backbreaker, but it was like a labor to get him in a Canadian backbreaker.
Yeah.
Like, it was a real struggle to get him to that position. Anyways, they gets him down, gets him in the backbreaker, they get out of it. At this point, we're like, okay, we're getting towards, like, Sean's been getting his ass kicked for
making a hot tag.
However long. So we're like, okay, Sean needs to get the hot tag to presumably Sid. He's in there with Bulldog. He's wrestled Bulldog the last 2 shows.
That's right.
So, and in both those matches, he has hit a catch the foot and Zaguri, and Bulldog takes the quickest, like snappiest,
fast
somersault bump of it. So, of course, we're like, all we fucking want is for you to catch the kick
to set up the hot tag
and hit the Enziguri. They had 3 opportunities to do it, and they didn't do it any of the 3 times.
Yeah, he's in with Bulldog, then, like...
Bulldog just straight up hits the running power slam.
Yeah, we underestimate how long the heat is going. Then, Bulldog hits his finisher. Like, Owen's tagged in, Vader's tagged in, Bulldog's tagged back in. We're like, okay, we got him again. He's got to do it now. It never happens. Spoiler.
Yeah, so Bulldog hits the running power slam. Then as the ref is counting, Sid gets in the ring.
Now this
jumps over the referee to run the ropes.
Yeah, students, take note here.
This is a master class of breaking up pins.
Don't break up a pin too fast. Be sure to use almost 3 seconds of a pin in order to do everything you need to do to break it up in the best way possible. When you see your buddy, the world champion, in there getting pinned, don't just run in and do a leg drop on the guy pinning him. You run in there, you jump over the ref, you hit the far ropes, you run back, and you hit a big old leg drop.
Big ass leg drop. So he breaks that up, and then as he goes back to the corner, ref misses the hot tag because Cornette's distracting the referee, so he gets the hot tag gets the tag to Ahmed, but Ahmed gets cut off. Then we're like, okay, good. Now you can hit the enziguri.
Yes.
Doesn't happen.
No.
So eventually, Sean gets the hot tag to Sid, who is still the hottest baby faces of all time.
Absolutely.
He hits chokeslam on Vader. He hits chokeslam on Owen. He hits labored chokeslam on Bulldog because he doesn't jump for him.
Yeah.
Then he immediately tags in Ahmed. Ahmed does some stuff, and then he goes outside to sort of brawl with Vader, to which point Sean tries a pin, and we're like, Ahmed's the legal man, but it doesn't appear that anyone cares.
No.
Because at this point, it's out the window. So now they're all kind of brawling. Cornette throws the racket into Vader. Vader misses it. Sean takes it and clobbers him with it.
Yep.
And then he goes to set up Sweet Chin music. As he's in the corner tuning up the band, Cornette grabs his foot. Vader crushes him in the corner.
And then Cornette sees Jose Lothario pull another switchblade.
Pulls a switchblade on him because he's a dirty Latino. Vader goes up top, hits the Vader bomb, and pins Sean.
Pins a champ.
Technically clean, however, Sean's foot is under the rope.
Of course.
But why it's probably not on purpose. Or maybe it is on purpose.
I mean, it's on purpose by Sean.
I mean,
I don't
it's
think
Sean.
it's on purpose
Yeah.
by the booking.
Yeah. Yeah. So Camp Cornette wins. They celebrate in the ring. However, the faces come back in. Oh, no, sorry. They celebrate in the ring. They show the replay of the Vader bomb.
Yeah.
And then the faces come back in and kick some fucking ass.
Yes.
So Sid grabs Bulldog, goes for a powerbomb, which Bulldog puts his fucking arm down for again. Then Sid grabs Owen, and we're like, okay, don't worry. Owen will take a good one. And Owen takes a very good one.
Then he grabs Vader.
He
to
grabs
powerbomb
Vader.
him. I'm like, look. Fool me once. This isn't happening.
You're a very tall, very muscular man.
But
Vader's center of gravity is very low. And you have to
Vader's
go
center
from
of gravity is underground.
You have to go from a bent over position to get him up. Now, even if Ahmed helped you, I still don't think you're powerbombing Vader. Luckily for him, Bulldog and Owen both no-sold the powerbombs they took
immediately popped
to
to their
save
feet.
Vader.
Yeah.
They drag Vader out of the ring, and once they get Vader out, Sean does a big dive over the top.
That was good.
To Vader, which looked great.
Which Vader could have caught him out of the air and held him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then they do some big brawling. They get pulled apart. They leave. Faces in the ring. They celebrate big with big babyface Sid. Then we get the home video release backstage with Gorilla Monsoon, where handsome Doc Hendricks asks him if he can announce any matches for SummerSlam, which he says that due to actions of Taker and Mankind brawling, they will be having a boiler room brawl where the match will start in the boiler room and then it's up to them where it ends.
I hope nobody gets betrayed in that match.
I hope that no one's father, wink wink, turns on them to join a creepy weird guy. People will not know who that is. So that was In Your House 9 International Incident.
Yeah, it was it's an okay at best show, probably below average actually, but had I seen this live at 13, I would have thought it was the best shit I've ever seen.
For sure. Yeah.
I would have been so hyped if
I would have been
live.
very into this if I saw it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I was too young and had parents that hated wrestling.
Yeah. But in some weeks, we will hit what ended up being my first live wrestling show. In Your House, Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom.
Also,
Rock Power Bottom.
Also, a bad show.
Also a bad show. Look, there's a lot of bad shows that we're going to be doing before we finish this season.
Not every In Your House is a winner.
Not everyone.
Is any In Your House?
There's a few.
Actually, a different Canadian one is an absolute winner.
And there's also a few that have iconic matches on them.
Yeah.
But the rest of the show might not be great.
Yeah, there's not a lot of great overall shows, but there are definitely some bangers.
Yes,
which
for sure.
Which we've had already.
Yeah, for
We've
sure.
got some good ones.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a list of best in your house matches at the end.
Yeah, I think we could probably do that.
Yeah,
for sure. When we finish this in October. Yeah, fucked her. Anyways, so, In Your House 9, International Incident.
Stay tuned for some 2010 Oscars on Thursday and some In Your House 10 next Monday. Probably with a special guest. We'll see.
We'll see.
And if
we're
there's
not
not,
tell you who though.
If there's not, forget I said anything.
Or ridicule Scott when nobody else is on the podcast.
Be angry at me when nobody shows up.
Don't make promises you can't keep, dumbass.
Absolutely. And just remember that the secret letter is Y.
Goodbye.